Okay, well, something's off there, guys. Sorry about that. Hello and good evening. For All Mankind, Season 3, Episode 1, Polaris is over, and it has been since 2022, but we're just getting started here on Live Long and Podcast, our live stream review as we continue our mission to watch every episode of For All Mankind and talk all about it. We have a new intro video. It's not clearly... got some technical issues there. So sorry about the impromptu ending there. We'll have it fixed up by next week.
I quit.
I know. Well, so glad I spent 2 hours making that for just a script. So,
Dave, it was all worth it because you added the guys getting knocked into space by the cord.
right.
That alone is worth it.
I also added Danny getting hit by the cable and then at cheering. So it's gonna be my. We'll get a better version of that coming in next. We're kicking off season 3 here, everyone. It's now 1992, and still grounded, but watching Polaris spin like the future of space travel depends on it. I am your host, Dave Mader. A live stream here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Oh, I guess the Facebook's not working right now because we started late, but we'll upload that later. We got a great panel here to break it all down. Coming in first, he knows when to hold the line and to let go, whether it's a sea dragon or a marriage. Well, that's not a good intro, sorry. When restraint becomes revolution, it's Kevin Millard.
That's what you do.
Thank God that one wasn't mine.
Or mine.
Oh, God, Dave. That was good, yeah.
All right, sorry about that. Whoops. All right, we'll see how I haven't read any of these yet, so we'll see how they come in.
Actually, it's going to be so disappointing.
This is, by the way, this is the best intro to this podcast ever.
Coming in next from Ottawa's Cold War echo chamber to the edge of Mars, he sees through the diplomatic fog like Atlantis sees through engine specs. Strategic clarity with northern grit. It's Adam Woodward.
Hi, Dave. Hey, everybody. This was a great episode. I'm just going to start off with that. And I'll leave it for...
Hey. I haven't got my intro yet.
I know.
All right, move on.
I'm excited tonight. I'm excited.
I'm excited too, Adam. Okay.
I am tired of this showboating Adam, all right?
Well, speaking of...
What happened to nice Adam? It's 92 and everything's gone nuts. All right, anyway.
He mourns Gordo like a brother lost in a vacuum, but Polaris, that's just another failed launch in a long list of human miscalculations. It's Jody Simpson.
I agree wholeheartedly with that statement. R.I.P. Gordo.
R.I.P. Gordo. All right, and
Tracy
Heather,
sucks though.
Oh, coming in here next. He tracks emotional telemetry like Danny tracks Polaris's spin-off Kilter, but heroic. Still dodging Aleda's arcs. It's Jeff Mader.
Howdy. Excited. Good episode.
Good episode. I was watching.
I already know Adam spoiled it for me.
I was watching this episode this morning with Jane, and the episode ends, and Jane's like, "If that didn't satisfy them, what will?" What? So what are they looking for if that's not enough? Of course, this is a time jump, of course, as we're getting to season 3. It's been 9 years since the events of the end of season 2. It's now the 90s. Jeff Mader is alive now, although he's very young, assuming he was born still in this timeline. And
the rest of us were already alive.
The rest of us were already alive. That's right. Me just barely in season 2.
Yeah. Presuming you would have existed.
That's also true. I think I would have.
Well, yeah, probably.
I'm pretty immortal.
As we're not here for temporal mechanics, everybody.
All right, fair enough.
We're gonna break in. Of course, a spoiler if you have not seen this episode of For All Mankind. There's a whole bunch of updates we get about what's happening in world affairs, what's happening in the personal lives of our main characters, where the various space programs are. But let's just get a high level reaction. Most people saying that they're positive. But let's check in with Jody next. Jody, was this a good episode?
I liked it. I thought it was a great episode. It had a good amount of action. There were some funny scenes in it. There were some not as funny scenes in it. But for the most part, I really liked it.
Okay. Some fun.
I liked getting the updates as well. I thought the updates were fairly suitable.
Were you a little bit more adjusted to it for this season because compared to like
I'm
the
still-
first time they do it in between season 1 and season
But
2.
Gordo is getting a major motion picture.
Right, Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid is playing him, yes, so that's good.
And Meg Ryan is playing Tracy Stevens as well. So
It's Tracy, no one
We'll have to
cares.
speculate on the rest of the casting later. But
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's move over to Kevin. Kevin, was this exciting enough?
It was. This is a good episode, but I have one small nitpick.
Okay.
There is seriously on this station, there's no way to shut off the fuel to each thruster from the inside, from the gooey safe core of the center of the station.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go outside.
I have a bigger nitpick.
But all in all, it's all right.
Yeah, fail safe would be a smart thing, because the fuel presumably would come from the core.
What's yours, Jeff?
The fact that when like a crisis situation occurs, the three people that they basically confer together in secret and go, oh, well, let's not disturb the guests. Who are their guests? Some of the most accomplished astronauts in the history of the world. And they're like, you know what? Let's not bother.
Guys that are actually trained on this crap.
Yeah. Let's not bother them. That's my only problem with this episode. Other than that, I really love the episode, but really, and one of them is the ex-wife of the person they should be talking to, or at least saying, and Danielle should be consulted of what to do and how to do it. Because let's face it, Karen and what's the guy's name that dies?
Sam,
you're basically glorified like innkeepers, in space.
Yeah.
I don't think they were just starting like a restaurant chain or bar chain. Like that was what they were doing last time we saw them, and now all of a sudden they have a floating restaurant hotel in space somehow.
That's when you go to William Mary and get your MBA, Jeff. Then it's
right.
You can do anything.
So that's the one thing that bugs me, because like I don't think this Polaris place gets built without NASA's super hands would be all over this. The fact that this is like this private thing, and no way. Like that is not realistic. Like NASA would be all over. The government would not just allow this thing to be a private thing in space. But that's what I think. But
okay, well,
I think there's a certain point where jurisdiction is no longer part of it. So I don't think that NASA could really interfere anyway, even if they wanted to.
Well, I think this might be something worth digging in on the fun facts section of the episode, because I know that, like the United States has a great amount, or they at least have in the 20th century, a great amount of authority over space and who gets to go up and who can put a satellite. But that's changed, of course. And now there are more private interests in space.
The other thing is that, NASA, with the funding issues they have, is very willing to take on SpaceX's like rockets, and we can use our platforms, and just everything's for a fee, and you can use our mission control.
Right, and there's a lot in this season is a lot about how do private companies, the private sector, factor into space travel, in addition to like government agencies like NASA.
Oh, good, that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
Yeah, and what's the good and the bad with that, and
I just want to ask though, what is up with Karen and her obsession with people that are close to Tracy? Like she fucks his son and then her husband.
Well, was she in a romantic relationship with Sam, or were they just
they're married?
Partners?
They're married.
Yeah, it seemed like
they're married.
Yeah,
they're
For
married.
Sure?
Yes,
sure
100%. Yes,
okay.
Yes, they're married.
Because I remember, I would have
because there was a line where he said he couldn't come to the wedding or something.
Oh yeah,
about the wedding.
Ed says that he says congratulations, right?
No,
that's the other way around.
I thought
he was the other way around.
No, no, Ed got married to the other girl. Yes, that is also true. But no, I'm pretty sure they're married.
Sam.
Yeah, I think
not
they're
anymore.
not just.
Not anymore. Yeah. That did them part.
Well, technically, they're still married.
Can we just look this up quickly and figure this out?
Yeah, that's the impression I got. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong.
The first time I watched the episode, definitely, and then watching it this time, I'm like, oh, that's Sam. Because in the first time I watched it, I didn't put it together that it was Sam. I thought it was just like her new husband. But then I'm watching it, I'm like, okay.
No, it's the guy that she got into business with. that bought the bar originally.
Yeah.
It's the same guy, isn't it?
Yeah, same guy.
Yes,
I thought it was
Tracy's husband.
Yeah, Tracy's husband. Well, not anymore, but
not Karen's husband, right?
no, she married Karen's. She married him. I'm almost positive.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think they're. I think they're just business partners, but I think it's very easy to get that confused. Anyway.
No, they're not just business partners. They're definitely romantically involved. 100%.
But maybe not married, at least.
Yeah.
Okay, Adam, how are you doing?
Well, I mean, I tipped my hat already. I like this episode a heck of a lot, but there was a couple things for me too, and Jeff nailed one of them. But
yeah,
we couldn't have had this episode without that, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But you know, I the other thing that really bothered me, I don't know where it's like, I don't know who it is yet, and I'll figure it out. But Margot looked exactly like a teacher I had. I'm sure of it in the late '80s, with that haircut and the glasses and the chain, just like everything about her. And I didn't like Margot. You know, I've been finding Margot more and more annoying as we've gone through this.
Oh yeah,
the first two seasons, and now she's hit the pinnacle.
Yeah,
and now she's like overtly sharing secrets with the Russians. This is fascinating.
Her relationship with the Russians is definitely a big thing, and we see
it makes me drink,
as was set up at the end of season 2 that Sergei is compromised. Sergei is sort of being manipulated by the Russian government.
But now it's been 10 years of this.
Yeah.
Like, super interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
And seeing how that's going to play out.
So the comment on Karen and Sam, there's no indication of a romantic relationship between them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just thought that watching it.
I think it's easy.
I don't know why.
Especially when you have them meeting each other there in that corridor off the elevator. That's how it feels. It feels like two couples, like an ex-husband, ex-wife meeting up with their respective new partners. But
in order for them to get this off the ground, sorry, no pun intended, but the amount of time they would be spending together is significant for sure.
Right.
Sure.
And they were already in the restaurant, I guess, business together to a certain extent.
Yeah, because he franchised her bar, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to break. I think what may be good is to jump into the screenshots in terms of at least what's happened over the last 9 years since we kind of left season 2. Now, this is the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys. Have we all heard of Gary Hart?
Yep.
I have not really outside of the show. Now, he was a senator from somewhere, I believe.
Wasn't he was from wasn't he from one of the northern? I'll check that for you.
Thank you.
Gary, Minnesota, wasn't it, or Milwaukee?
He was definitely north.
Like a Westerner. Okay.
Sorry, not Van.
Gary Hart was the
Colorado. Anyway, he was the candidate that represented Democrats in '84 in the presidential election.
And he lost to Reagan in that election?
He lost to Reagan.
Okay. But in this election, in this timeline, he's elected in 1984 because Reagan, of course, was done his 2 terms by then. And I don't know if George H.W. Bush was still his vice president in this time.
Pardon me. He did not run. He lost.
He went for the Democratic Party.
He lost to Mondale. He was seeking the nomination, but he was seeking
it. Yeah.
Dukakis was the guy in '88.
Right. Well, in this timeline, we find out that Gary Hart, whoever he is, was the president in 1984. He's the one elected after Reagan, and he will be elected again in 1992 for 2 terms in this timeline. So the Democrats are going to have 8 years of power here. We see stuff about the protests around nuclear weapons, which would be, after the world almost ending in 1983, I could see a more amplified culture around, disarmament and getting away from nuclear annihilation, coming that close to it. Everyone was hiding in bomb shelters as sirens, went off. Gary Hart there. And then other things we're finding out: space boom, NASA expands construction in Earth orbits. as do the Russians.
This was interesting. They were flipping between reality and fiction. Eh?
Yes, and very much blended. Of course, we have here Reagan and Andropov signing the Moon Treaty. You know, this was kind of at the end of season 2. I guess they're dividing the moon in half between two countries, basically.
I wonder who gets the dark side.
Yeah, I wonder.
Maybe they get a dark half each.
Well, it's good that those two countries got there first, and then the rest of the countries don't get any of it. The moon, so
typical.
Nice. Yeah. Rogers Commission releases report on nuclear incident at Jamestown. Yeah, this is the all heart, no brains. We see the Outpost getting expanded globally as a franchise. You know, all the way to Japan. They give us a Jeopardy moment here, even though there was a Jeopardy. It was Alex Trebek in Jeopardy in season 2. Like, so this was less.
There's some connection to Jeopardy with the writers or something. Really like showing Jeopardy.
Yeah, I like Jeopardy. Is Margaret Thatcher murdered in this timeline?
Yes, she actually. This was an IRA attack that she survived in real life.
Okay, but in this version, she doesn't.
Yeah, that was 83 or 84.
84.
IRA did it.
I don't know.
And remember, at this time, like things were. I mean, the IRA was really active, and they were going after everything. I mean,
right.
They had killed the now King's uncle, Mountbatten, in a bombing, and Lord Mountbatten. So it was lots of stuff going on at this point.
Okay. We got the Alien movies. We see Sigourney Weaver. I guess those, not a great screenshot. A lot of these screenshots might not be good. Just warning you guys.
Good enough.
And so Alien was still a thing. We see that is it Gorbachev? Yeah.
Well, that would have been Aliens.
Yeah, Aliens was 86.
Yeah.
So Aliens.
That picture's from Aliens.
Yeah.
Okay. Aliens came out.
Oh, maybe.
Mikhail Gorbachev still becomes the new premier of the Soviet Union, presumably around the same time he does in our timeline. Yeah. Although what we do see in one of these articles is that the Soviet Union's influence in Latin America in particular is incredibly strong, with Mexico and even
Brazil.
Brazil and all these countries.
Yeah.
We know how the Cuban Missile Crisis went, and Cuba doesn't even border the United States technically. It's hard to imagine that the states would tolerate it.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen. Yeah, there'd be war.
This is fiction.
This is fiction. Yes.
I know. I'm just trying. Well, it's
But this is not even good fiction. Like, this is not realistic.
Yeah.
Well, in their timeline, it is, Jeff.
They had a handshake in space.
Stop being a party pooper, Jeff.
There was a handshake in space in our timeline too, but it didn't.
Yeah, right.
It didn't do anything, but.
Okay, then Michael Jordan. I guess he's not a Chicago Bull, Jeff. He's a Trailblazer now.
Well, yeah, because Jordan wasn't taken first overall. He was taken second, I think, and Portland, I guess, wised up, and they took some.
In this timeline, they were smarter. So about Michael Jordan, because so did Jordan?
I'm hoping Space Jam still gets made though.
We'll have to see. It won't be made for a few more years at least. AIDS epidemic is still a thing in this timeline. We see that reported here as well. What else? Of course. Okay, so we get our first shot here of this new character. His name is Dev, and he seems to be responsible. The thing that puts him on the map is the invention of fusion reactors, clean nuclear energy. So he doesn't appear in this episode, but he will be a major character moving forward. His partner on the right.
I got the gist on that one. I thought it was okay.
Yeah,
he was definitely important enough that he's going to be in the show.
This actor, he was recently in the Superman movie. If you've seen that, he was Mr. Terrific. He was really good in that movie. Really terrific, you might say. We see that Ellen, after she got dumped by Pam, she moved on with her political career and ran for Senate, becoming the senator for Texas. And
following the George W. Bush route to the presidency.
He was a governor, not a senator, but Something about the foul of the century and something with soccer. I don't know.
That's the hand of God. It's very famous.
Okay. Yeah, soccer. And then we see Polaris, starting their space tours. So the hotel was so they started here in 1986, with just, I guess, going up into orbit.
Tours, yeah.
Yeah, kind of probably similar to what you see today with what's the Bezos one called?
Blue Origin.
Blue Origin. Yeah, and stuff like that. So, but many years later, we see China is getting a moon base next.
Where are they going to put them? They've already split the moon.
I guess the Soviets will let them go on their side.
Oh, okay.
Presumably. The Beatles, Jeff, are having a reunion in the States.
Right.
That would suck.
That would suck.
Why would it suck?
I think that would have been great, and then John Lennon would never have died. Like, I like this reality.
So, yeah, okay.
I prefer it to the one we got. Like, I get it, but short of them getting in the studio and making some albums, I don't know. That's the way I look at the Beatles,
Jeff, I was thinking that actually when I saw this, was like, I wonder would they only play the classics, or would they have done something in between, play their own stuff?
Well, I would hope that they would have made it. I think they were addicted to creating music, not playing.
Well, when did Paul McCartney's creative, after Wings? I don't know how much. I guess in the '80s he had Say and stuff like that.
Well, right at the end of 1979, 1980, right before John Lennon got murdered, Wings was kind of dying. They had their worst album, Back to the Egg. It was they were terrible. They were at the end of their run. So there's a good chance that there would have been some sort of reunion. There was supposed to be a reunion of the Beatles in 1976 for SNL. They were supposed to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Lorne Michaels almost made it happen. They were going to pay them $1 million each because John was already there and Paul wanted to do it, and so they just needed the other two guys, which they could have done.
And Ringo's showing up, no problem.
And George was friends with a lot of the SNL people, so it was probably going to happen, but then it didn't.
And we know George went on and did Traveling Wilburys, and he was still pretty creative through the 80s and 90s. So
George had a problem with Paul McCartney. That's what everyone understands to be the fact. So
that would have been the biggest barrier for this reunion.
Probably, yeah. Everyone assumes it was John and Paul, but it was.
But they still did the Beatles anthology and all that, and stuff when it came out years later. So anyway, we're spending a lot of time on the Beatles, but we can move on here. We get this other article: Pollard guilty of spying, sentenced to life in prison. Navy analyst passed defense info to Israel. Any context here that you could explain this one to me?
I think we haven't even made it to the beginning credits yet, and we're already 12 minutes in.
Sorry. These season openers have a lot.
I know. I'm not saying anything bad here.
We see
he was an American intelligence analyst that was jailed for spying for Israel.
Right.
And then we see Dev here in the newspaper got the mining rights to something. What was it? This company's called Helios, winning a mining contract on the moon. Mining contract. I remember this Baby Jessica.
Baby Jessica.
I remember Baby Jessica.
That's a real thing, right? Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It was
she was stuck in a well.
Stuck in the well 3 days of that.
She fell into a well, yeah.
Oh, it was Bart Simpson who ended up in the well, guys.
No, that was a play of this.
Oh. And then they sang the song and Sting was there? No?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, then the Soviet Union, this is Korea. This is North Korea. So North Korea, it says we're abandoning our nuclear program to build spaceships instead. So that's.
I would double check those rockets.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, actually that's part of the plot of the.
I'm
episode.
probably on some sort of North Korean list now because I said that. But
yeah, maybe. We see Rain Man still is a big movie in the 80s. That's shown.
That was huge. Yeah.
And
Short Circuit.
Short Circuit 2.
That's 2 though.
That is 2.
Which actually some may say is actually superior.
Not me.
I like it.
No, I just said some people. I didn't say you.
Only I'd be the one of them. Anyway.
The first one is incredible.
It's a classic.
Stock market, something or other. I guess the stock market's doing well under Gary Hart, is I guess what we're led to believe here.
Cool.
Reaganomics, no longer a thing. Gary Hart gets reelected in 88. there's something here with the Dodgers and baseball. I'm not sure what this was referencing, but
everybody was bored in the 80s.
Shift to clean energy. So like it's less and less fossil fuels in this timeline. We see the statues of Tracy and Gordo, in their duct tape suits. If you went out like that, would you want to be put into a statue?
No,
with the
they look like a cosplay Tron. That's what they look like.
Put me in a suit or something.
Yeah,
Jesus
just
Christ.
give me
put me in the duct tape that I died in.
Yeah. You know what? You don't even need to make a statue. Just put my picture on it. That's fine.
They could have put them in like their training jumpsuits or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess they're like, no, let's show how they went out.
Instead, they're like, Tron was a good movie. Imagine what they look like in color.
There's also a burnt statue in Russia of that fucking astronaut.
Yeah, who died from the bullet.
Just burning alive in his suit. Yeah.
Okay. See,
sometimes Kevin, you surpass me.
More tension here between Russia and the United States. We see Hart recalls ambassador from Moscow for discovering listening devices. More spying on their side. We already talked about Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan playing Gordo and Tracy, respectively, and Love in the Skies.
What a terrible name.
Should have been called Love Lost in the Skies.
So
it should have been. There ain't nothing that duct tape can't fix. That would have been a better title, I think.
Of course, this is just footage from whatever premiere they were at or something. The parents of Jack Quaid, Boimler from Star Trek Lower Decks. So we see, what's his name? Castro.
They're married in real life, those two?
They were. I don't know if they are anymore.
I'm not sure if they're now, but they were at one point. Yeah.
But they are the parents of Jack Quaid.
Oh, they are.
Yes.
Yeah. And then Castro's in Russia for October Revolution celebration. Trump going to Moscow to sell luxury condominiums in the Soviet Union. I don't know.
I'm telling you right now, if I don't get some sort of news report about how he got killed in the 90s, I'm going to be really pissed off. Because they're trying to give me such a nice, optimal future, but it's not looking too good so far.
And I just don't know how luxury condos would go in a communist country.
He's got his
with Trump quality, I would say really well.
Yeah, maybe.
Ivanka's there behind him in that picture.
Oh yeah, there's Ivanka. She's not on the golf course as she would be now.
She's dead.
She was buried on a golf course.
She's dead. This is
she's buried on a golf course.
Oh. We see that. It's very similar to what's actually the James Webb telescope in our timeline, but it's called it's now being called the Thomas Paine telescope, and it's being launched way earlier in this timeline than in our time.
Do you really want to associate a telescope with pain? Like just as a name, that's even a bad idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he got shot down over the South China Sea, so. We see that Danny Stevens has become an astronaut in his own right, and he went to Jamestown where his parents died, so that's good. And he's happy to be there.
Did they give him the rest of the roll of the duct tape, you think? It's like a souvenir?
We got Karen and Sam doing interviews. There's mention here of the Kuwait War, and I guess Iraq still invades Kuwait in this timeline, but Gary Hart refuses to intervene, so the Gulf War.
So what year are we at now?
91, probably.
Is this 91 now? Okay.
Yeah. 90 or 91. There's talk about the going to Mars. The Mars mission is on the horizon, and they're preparing for that. We also see Nirvana is still a thing in this timeline, and to put out their first album.
Does he kill himself?
He never meets Courtney Love, and he lives a long and happy life.
This is the better timeline. Now we find out that going into the 1992 presidential election, it's good old Ellen Wilson running for the Republican side against some guy named Bill Clinton on the Democrat side. And so they're both headed for this.
That name rings a bell. I don't remember.
Yeah, Jeff, do you have an opinion on this election if it had happened?
I mean, come on, like Bill Clinton would have won. Still, it would not have mattered because at the end of the day, like I don't know, it's just they don't seem to want to elect a woman, and if there is going to be one, it's going to be a Republican woman,
which Ellen is,
and she's an astronaut. She has everything going for her. Like that's the whole like explanation, like why you can kind of buy it. But I still think she
and it's a more progressive world in this timeline, a little bit.
And just Bill Clinton's charisma. Come on.
Well, but there's there's a lot of talk. Would Bill Clinton have won if not for Ross Perot? You know, and the fact that George H.W. Bush was kind of...
Yeah, but it's also the timing. I mean, look, you're coming out of a war at that point. You're like, in this case, it made kind of sense that if he's following Gary Hart, who had all this prosperity and strong stock markets, there's no reason for them to change over the Republicans at this point.
Well, but Gary Hart's coming to an end, right? So it's like...
I know, but...
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so they're going out here. We get some of Bill Clinton's real life speeches in this montage about how he can achieve whatever you want. They're building airplanes. They're building all kinds of new solar panels. The Dow Jones is going great. There's space, blah blah blah. And then we got our first. Sorry, we're finally the first scene of the episode, where
this was 7 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, 7 minutes.
Yeah, the beginning intro was really long on this episode.
Before we even got to like the. I guess this was 7 minutes before we got to the credits.
Starts here with a phone call. We get Karen waking up in bed. It's Sam on the other end saying how she slept, and she tells us how she hates it now, and she never gets used to this. And then we look out the window to see she is in space, looking out of her. What we'll find out is the Polaris Orbital Hotel that they've created here with centrifugal force gravity, with a big rotating section on it, that's fun.
Very 2001.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is our teaser for the episode as Polaris, the title card, comes up, and we jump into it. This episode written by Matt Walpert and Ben Nadivi and directed by Sarah Boyd. And then after that, credits, we catch up here with Margot. It seems to be a season tradition that we start with Margot waking up and doing...
So does she have an apartment now at NASA?
It appears to be, yes, that she just lives here. Reads Stephen King at night, I guess.
It's Misery, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's Misery. Yeah. What were these stretches she was doing on her hips? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
You'll know when you get older, Dave.
Okay.
Kegels.
She's got an electric toothbrush now. No pencil in the end. Got the bra on. She's picking her butt. Getting all the...
As you do in the morning.
As you do in the morning, going for... So these
great
angles.
screenshot, Dave.
This is one of your finest.
I'm a little... I think this requires more investigation as to why this particular screenshot is in his collection.
Tell the truth. You used AI to help pick that screenshot.
Hey, we don't joke about these things. Anyway, then we get Margot getting a Slim Fast. I remember Slim Fast.
Oh, very big at one point.
I remember mom was very much against it.
I'm not sure why she has the pull tabs in the 90s, but
she was against Slim Fast.
She didn't. She was a little bit against it. Yeah. She did it anyway.
Probably a great instinct.
Yeah.
Slim Fast. Yeah. You're going to lose tons of weight with our sugary drinks.
Yeah. Well, since Margot clearly has a weight problem and needs to have Slim Fast.
Because she drinks Slim Fast.
Well, you also have to remember it was also considered a meal replacement, right?
Right.
So.
Well, she's not having whatever.
A lot of people used it for that too.
I think that's what they're insinuating there is that she doesn't eat and she just drinks Slim Fast, and that's all she does because she's a workaholic.
Works.
And plays piano.
Plays piano, I guess, to wake up here. Is she looking at like schematics?
Well, she's looking. Yeah, she's looking at timelines.
Timelines. Okay, so she's
like
working
timelines for a project or something. Yeah,
and playing music. Her assistant comes in from, and then there's like an assistant to the assistant, or maybe the assistant.
Yeah, an intern, I think, or something.
Yeah. With the calendar, we see that like this kind of a version of a Kindle that's existing by this point in the timeline.
Well, I think this is supposed to be like the Apple Newton
or
Apple
Palm
Newton.
Palm Pilot, yeah.
Like kind of like a
definitely better resolution than a Palm Pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And backlit.
I guess they're called D-mail in this timeline, right? And then, well, here's what you could have had for breakfast, everyone. It was some fresh fish from Norway or something.
She ain't having that though. That's a bribe.
That's a bribe. Send it back.
Do that. Yeah.
Says Margot. We don't accept bribes at NASA. We only have Slim Fast. That's
my God. This hair is it hurts.
I think that's the real reason. She just wants to drink her Slim Fast. She doesn't want any other calories. That's how she's rolling.
Probably. She's like, sushi takes too long.
Yeah.
We head to Mission Control, which is now called the Mars Mission Control Center.
I love how they've used like an RCA, like 80s font for it.
It's quite childish.
Yeah. Space age, man.
I kind of love it.
And they're testing, I guess, a new engine that they're planning to use for the Mars mission. That here's Aleda, Jeff.
Yay!
Right. Do you know what I thought of Aleda in this episode? I thought this could have easily been her first episode.
Absolutely. I thought of Jeff right when I saw her. I'm like, this is where she's supposed to be. Okay.
Yeah, and this is her best season. Season 3, you'll see, like, actually she has the most to do. But yeah, we did not need her for 2 seasons, and this season will kind of prove it. You'll see.
I like this scene though. I like them testing it.
They're testing the rocket at Jamestown, and this seems to be Aleda's project. Like she's definitely what's she in her booster retro station in Mission Control. Yep. We also see Bill is here as well. He seems to have moved up the ranks in these years. And then as they're testing the engine, the coolant levels go off the charts, and the engine kind of dies basically.
The only thing that was missing on the scene is like, some sort of handler astronaut getting like thrown by this thing because it blew up or something. That would have been great.
Right. Nobody dies. Bill's like, what the
Nobody
hell?
dies, so that's good.
Yeah. Is Bill like more of like a mission controller now? Is he more like?
I think he's moving up the ranks. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's probably like a section lead or something at this point.
Yeah, he basically has like Margot's old job from like back in the day, right? And then so gotta get this engine figured out. We see Margot talking to Aleda.
She looks like she should be hosting a talk show.
Yeah.
That haircut.
You'll figure it out, Aleda, and then Margot gets pulled away here to a meeting with the general, whoever the new Air Force general is. It's a woman, and whoever the guy. I guess this is the guy who is the NASA administrator working for the Gary Hart administration, who's on his way out. So when the election would happen,
did they skip all that? Don't need to know.
No, the Gary Hart.
The scene was weird though. I mean, like clearly they knew the Russians are gonna, like they keep getting scooped by the Russians or the Soviets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they just let it, like, they already know who's going to go. Well, they don't, but they could have said, they're going together. I don't know. But
right. Because here the Soviets announced that they're heading to Mars. They keep talking about the 1996 window and that that would be the best time for a launch to Mars. So therefore, both Russia and the United States are basically
which is about the time that the rovers started going up, if I'm not mistaken. Well, they went up a little bit earlier.
There's a certain time or within there's a cycle like when Earth and Mars are closer together, basically. When you can use the gravitational sling from one or the other planet to sort of accelerate you,
and not time travel.
You go to the sun for that. Joke.
That's important.
Anyway, so they're pressing Margot. Who's our Mars mission commander? We need somebody. We need to make a selection. The president wants to know. Can you get on that? And so we'll come back to that when Margot sees Molly. But first, we're heading to space tourism now. The Polaris Orbital Hotel. We see the shuttle coming up here. The flight deck.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but this was a big jolt in the show for me.
What?
Like when they go from like, NASA space missions to like this Polaris hotel. You know what I mean? Like it's just the first time you see it, it was like, wow, this is quite a jump. Okay.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel natural to jump, but I'm sure it's going to pay off later.
You think about like the International Space Station in our timeline, and they've not tried to go anything like this, which it seems like
this would take a lot. I think There's a lot of engineering involved in this as well.
Oh yeah,
like they spin spaceships, they spin stations all the time. Like that's not uncommon, but the fact that they built a luxury hotel here,
just the sheer size of it.
Like, yeah, it's massive. I'm like in 10 years, that's impressive.
Yeah. For sure. It seems like they got this guy who's running it, and then we see like they have these elevator systems to get people from the docking ring to the level, and this is where we catch up with Danielle Poole and Ed Baldwin. Danielle and Ed both have new respective spouses in the years that have passed, and they're both a little more gray.
You remember a couple, I don't know, mid-season of season 2, I went through whenever we would have been born.
Yeah.
And Ed would have been born in like 29.
So
right.
How old? So by this point, he's what? Like
it's like 50 something, right?
No,
well, 30 and 80. No, he's 60.
He's got to be in his 60s, yeah.
Yeah, and his Danielle's presumably a little younger than him, but
she's probably late 50s.
Yeah. Do you think they would send
mid to late
a 60-year-old to Mars?
No,
but it seems unlikely.
I doubt it, but you never know.
We come into the Polaris hotel after their elevator ride and some shade thrown.
They did a great job with this set.
Yeah, this really reminds me of the Babylon 5 set.
No, we don't need any Babylon 5 references.
Just wanted to mention that.
How about like a classic like 2001 or?
You're the only one that it reminds of Babylon 5.
Well,
because you are the only one that watched Babylon 5.
No, me and Justin watched.
No, we determined there was at least 8 people. That's how we mathematically.
7 of them are dead. All right. It's just Dave now.
One guy's.
They took their own lives on a rewatch.
They're like, wow, this is terrible. I'm done. I don't want to live anymore.
All right. Moving on. I have
Dave's this is a terrible episode.
You don't want me to go off? Don't bring up Babylon 5.
I can't help it.
There you go.
What about this jacket that Ed has too? Is this the most hideous thing you've ever seen?
Oh, this is amazing. I love it. I'd wear it.
Yeah.
Criminal.
Oh, God, he looks so awful.
He doesn't even look like him in this screenshot.
Yeah, he looked so good on the golf course when he was like dressed, back in season 2. And now this is very 80s, 90s wear though. Like,
but they did it. They did a good job aging him.
It's accurate. It's accurate for it.
I think they could have aged him a little bit more.
They did a great job. He looks very tired.
Yeah, he looks like an old man. And so by the time we get to season 4, he's like up there. All right, so Karen is on the screen here, giving her the little promotional video.
That's how I remember the 90s. Yikes!
Oh, the silver shirts and stuff. Yeah, me too.
But
her whole look.
She looks great at the wedding though.
Mm-hmm. We see Danielle and Ed just kind of making faces at each other, but they're kind of rolling their eyes at this whole thing.
They're like, we've been in space before, ass.
Yeah,
it's fine. Yeah,
they're in the Polaris Orbital Hotel. So and then we meet Danielle's stepson, whatever his name is. Quickly there, he's getting a little woozy. We meet Ed's new wife with the leopard print jacket here.
I like how they didn't go too much younger than him on this. I think that would have kind of taken away from his character a bit more. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that they kind of made somebody fairly age appropriate for him.
Sure. If you had just like a young bimbo or something like that.
Yeah, like, a lot of the times in these type of things, they're like, oh, look, he found a 29-year-old girl who loves him for just him. That kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, well, so there's like the little pleasantries here, but it's a little awkward. Not sure how often Ed and Karen see each other, but they it's the ex or whatever.
Yeah, for some strange reason, I totally thought these two were together. I don't know.
Oh, I get why. It's very, but it's at least not confirmed on screen if they are. And Sam dies in this episode, so anyway. They said that was awkward. We then go back to Earth and we catch up here with Molly, who we see is reading Braille now in her office while she smokes cigarettes.
Still a badass, though.
Yeah. that's Molly. We find out, we see her version of The Office.
Yeah, I love how she's smoking and stuff. Like, even in the 90s, you didn't smoke in offices. Come on now.
Well, they said that they banned it like a month ago or something.
No.
At this point, I don't know exactly because there were definitely people smoking in the offices.
Oh, I'm sure there was, but not in like a government agency.
Probably not at NASA.
Yeah.
My first job in 1994, working in a hospital, the administrator would smoke in her office.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So this is before that.
That doesn't shock me.
But of course, with Molly being blind, she doesn't need anything on her bulletin boards, on her walls. She doesn't have any kind of like her office is very bare.
Oh, I never even noticed that. Yeah. Okay.
She has a new dog, seeing eye dog. That's not too friendly towards Margot.
Yeah. Well, she was probably trained.
And Margot's like, "Hey, when are we pick you? You need to pick between Danielle and Ed Baldwin for the who's gonna be the commander of the Mars mission." And it's clearly that Margot favors Danielle because Danielle is calm and she follows orders and instructions.
Rational.
She's rational and all these things. And then Margot's like, "You're saying that like it's a bad thing." But Molly's champion here, Ed a bit more. Ed, but Margot is not as big on Ed. Ed is arrogant and he's got a temper. And he,
Yeah, I don't buy Molly's arguments.
Yeah.
Ed's old. Danielle has the experience. Like it's nothing. She just likes a daredevil like herself. That's
right. Well, Ed's more her kind of astronaut than Danielle is, right? So, and then Margot's like, he's old, and then we see Ed injecting himself with something.
I'm guessing insulin or something. Yeah.
Is he diabetic
testosterone.
Now? Yeah.
Could be
hormone replacement. They're talking about how old he is, right?
You wouldn't normally shoot insulin into your ass, but I guess you can.
Steroids,
like a hormone replacement. Yeah. That would normally be in your ass.
Right. Well, maybe he's taking testosterone just to be more, keep up with the other pilots.
To stay manly.
Yeah. Anyway, Margot then closes the door. She's talking about this and say, we need to figure this out. But then there's kind of this argument here with Molly. Like she decides who goes up and when, and she hasn't made up her mind. And then the dog growls at Margot, and that's kind of the end of this whole exchange. We then go up to Polaris again, where we get the wedding, and we find out why they're all here on this orbital hotel. It's because our good old Danny Stevens, he's gotten married to a young woman here. He's here in his naval dress uniform, now a lieutenant.
Now, am I wrong that this is like kind of like a preliminary kind of preview of this hotel? Like, I don't think it's actually open to the public yet.
This is like the opening.
This is like an opening kind of thing, right? Yeah. Right. Okay.
But they haven't opened it up to all the the general public yet.
I mean, it's only the wedding guests that are there.
Yeah,
right. Staff and wedding guests.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So, congratulations here. We see Danny hugging Ed. We see Danny hugging Danny, Danielle Poole. And then we have this interaction here with Karen.
This has got to be the most awkward thing in the world. Like, she's like, "Oh, little boy." And she's like thinking in the back of her head, "Oh, yeah, the storm cellar."
Right.
Forgot about that.
So she congratulates him. But there's everything that's happened between Danny and Karen is still sort of unsaid and on their respective.
The worst thing about this feature is that the Ford Escort still exists.
Yes. Speaking of the Ford Escort, I guess that's Margot's car. She drives a Ford Escort.
Well, she doesn't leave the building too
often.
Oh,
you know what? It might not be an Escort. That's a weird trim on the front.
Anyway. There's all these protesters outside of NASA. NASA, don't take away jobs. Go back to the moon. We, the people, say no to Helios. Helium-3 is a scam, etc. What jobs are they referring to? I'm not quite.
That's the worst sign. Helium is a scam. What is that?
Helium is a scam.
Jesus saves.
We demand energy justice. Margot kind of tries to ignore that here. She then earlier in the episode, the assistant said, "Hey, you have a record you can pick up at this record store that you've ordered." So she goes over to the Neptune Records here in Houston,
Oh, it's the code though. It's the code to go to this record store.
Right. It's a code, and therefore she uses the payphone there, and it's Sergey who on the other side. They're having this conversation. Gives her
If NASA hasn't figured out this yet, do you think they're ever going to figure it out? Like, do they really have to go this far? She's been doing this now for what, 15 years, something like that. 10 years. You
she
think?
only met Sergey 10 years ago, right? So.
Oh yeah, I guess it was.
But she's been involved with NASA much longer than that.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, the Russians had a bug in Jamestown for 10 years and nobody noticed.
True.
Like they had their shit stolen for 10 years and nobody thought maybe we should look for a bug.
There was some Russians up there. There was no Americans up there for a while. I wonder if they got into our base.
But they somehow knew everything, right? And so anyway, he hangs up with Margot, but then just right after that, he gets the call here. You have to press her for more details. Ask about their nuclear engine design. He says, I can't do that. If I push too hard, she'll react well. And you have your instructions. And so Sergey, not in a good place here. He doesn't want to be doing what he's doing, but he's kind of feels like he has no choice. We then head up back to the wedding where the maid of honor gives her speech to, the bride. We see also that Danny is refusing the champagne, and we also get some commentary from his brother that he had an alcohol problem, probably much like Tracy and Gordo.
He was drinking his sorrows away. He didn't want to be cruel.
He didn't want to be cruel,
Mm-hmm.
So
that's because Karen broke him.
Right. Maybe the whole thing with Karen drove him to drink, and then he apparently is sober now. He's given that up. So things are going great here for Danny and his new bride. We get the toast from the maid of honor.
Can you go back? Fine. Can you go back to that one more?
And then
where'd my camera go?
Oh. We don't know.
Okay, but sorry, there's one more. Just one more back, I think it is when that he looks so much like the actual actor, Gordo. Like
yeah.
They did a good job picking him. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you buy it. There he goes.
He's back.
Yeah. Anyway, then we get the other one. Jimmy Stevens gives his speech.
And an epic speech it is.
It's a pretty epic speech.
Really heartwarming.
Really heartwarming.
Yeah. Got me right in the feels.
Yeah. The specifics, it's not a good one. It's a pretty bad one. He talks about their parents dying and even before that, their parents being miserable. Have a happier marriage than they ever had. And, it's...
sometimes reality's a bitch.
And we see Danny is, or Jimmy, sorry, here. He's not too well adjusted over all this. And, the death of their parents looms large still. But he gives the toast and says, "You're a good brother." And that's about it. I don't know what else to really add to that. We see a glance here between Karen and Ed after all that. And everyone just kind of goes, well, that was a great one. We then head back to Earth, and Margot was visiting some house. We don't quite know where she's going right away, but we see this young boy playing piano very well. Maybe not as well as Margot does, but I liked it. And then we find out this is Aleda's house. Margot seems to be a common dinner guest here with Aleda. Aleda has now gotten married and had a son in the years that have passed. So... they sit down for enchiladas, and we see, of course, a quick glance here of Ellen running for president on screen against Bill Clinton. And then guess who else is back? Aleda's dad. He's made his way back to the United States in the years that have passed. And
so I guess Trump isn't in charge then.
No, it's
good.
He's building hotels in the Soviet Union, man.
Oh, that's right.
He's building luxury condos in the Soviet Union.
He'll probably go bankrupt with those as well.
Yeah, probably. We find out that Aleda's husband is lactose intolerant, and Aleda's father doesn't get it. He's like, everyone, you can have a little cheese. It's fine, right? So
it's a dick move.
Yeah,
and even the guy says it. He's like, he doesn't forget. He knows what he's doing.
Yes. No food for you, whatever your name is, Aleda's husband. Back to Polaris. There, we got some great. What do you call this? The limbo, right? You're going to the bar.
This is the worst limbo I've ever seen.
It is pretty.
Eyes are coming off.
We see
jackets are slung on the chairs.
Jimmy looking depressed and upset. He connects here with Danielle's stepson, Isaiah. Is that his name? And he's like, "Hey man, let's smoke weed." And he's like, "Here? Yeah, here. I'm a Stevens. I can definitely do this." So
I'm a Stevens. Nothing bad happens to us.
Then we got Karen here talking to Sam. And we get the message here from Kelly, who's in Antarctica, doing some kind of scientific research, wishing the happy couple.
So did she stay in the Navy or not?
Yes, she did. Yeah. So, but she's doing scientific research down there. I think I can't remember if it's for NASA at this point, but yeah. Anyway, a little message there from her, and then we get our first dance at the wedding. What song might they pick? And it's "Don't Be Cruel."
Not they. Danny.
Danny. This is perhaps the slowest song to ever dance to at a wedding like this.
Also, a stupid song to dance to.
Yeah, makes no sense.
Anyway, content-wise, yeah, that's not a great wedding song.
Well, if you follow the lyrics too of the song, like "Don't be cruel to a heart that's true," and I think Danny sending a message here to Karen with this song choice. Anyway, Karen,
how did he convince his fiance this is the song?
Yeah, how about this song? And she's like,
I get the impression his fiance or now bride is not the hardest person to convince.
Maybe not. Anyway,
No, but it's still her wedding. I mean,
true.
Any woman, like a wedding's kind of their baby, and I don't imagine that song would go over.
Right.
I would imagine you're correct.
She landed an astronaut, Jeff. Pretty nice catch, according to the maid of honor.
Right.
Anyway, while this is happening, we see that there's all this debris here from that North Korean rocket or satellite that had blown up. And they mentioned this earlier in the episode. And so that debris here is coming away. And this is something that is a big deal in space, like when things blow up or any kind of debris. Like, how are you going to clean that up? Like, how are you going to, because all that stuff's going away now.
Some of it does it naturally, but for the most part, it's just hanging around.
Depends on its orbit. But and so we see a big piece of this debris heads right for Polaris and hits it right, I guess, at the worst spot, right on a thruster that helps
I think you hit it anywhere, and it's a problem.
Well, yeah, if it went through a window.
It's a big space station. Yeah.
Exactly. So then we see that orbital thruster malfunction happens here.
So if the computer can detect there's a malfunction, wouldn't it just turn off the engine?
Yeah, you think so?
Like at this point, or the pump to it?
Well, I don't know sure how it was designed. I assume this thing is like nuclear powered or fusion powered or something like that.
Something, yeah.
So, but it feels like you should be able to just turn off.
It's got some pretty big solar arrays too, though, so it could be solar.
Right. Anyway, now that the thing is spinning more, the gravity is slowly increasing. It's kind of imperceptible in the beginning.
I love how they show that later, though, with the drunk guests, and it looks like she just can't walk, and it's like, no, she's being pulled down. That's a little different.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
And then there's this whole conversation here. Meanwhile, with Ed and Karen, he's like, "Hey, what about that song that Danny and his wife picked there? That was kind of
Didn't you used to play that all the time in the bar?
I never heard it like that." And Karen's just like, "Yeah, well, that's how it goes."
Like, okay, so like they all have to know now, right? Like Ed has to know.
He doesn't know
who it was.
Oh, I don't think he knows.
No, he doesn't know.
No, I don't think he knows.
He does.
No, if he knew, he would be punching people.
Yeah, because he's not the most patient guy in the world.
Nor forgiving.
Huh. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah,
so
I don't think he knows yet.
We also see here, like in this conversation here with Ed and Karen, like they're kind of talking about Ed's new wife, who's I forget her name right now, but like that she's an embarrassment. She's having too much fun at this party, but it really doesn't feel like that.
No,
but that's Ed, right? It's the control.
But it's also Karen. Karen is also kind of expressing that, right?
Karen's
like,
just jealous.
You know, you better get her out of here. She's having too much fun.
You kidding? This is the one you want to be hanging around at the wedding.
Yeah.
After you've been sitting there for 4 hours at the reception, you want the party.
Yes,
for sure.
Anyway, Ed has to like, come on, let's go, wife, and
she's not even doing anything wrong either. Like she's just dancing. It's not like she's grinding or somebody.
And Ed's just like, now we have to go. You know,
he's like, we're going home.
Yeah,
you gotta plug me in.
Let's go. Right. So they say goodnight here to them. Then we see Sam then calls over Karen with like the guy who's the director of this Polaris station, and they say, hey, we got a problem. We think we've been hit by this debris. Our thruster's going too fast. The gravity's going up. We got a major problem here. So let's not warn the guests here. Let's not affect the guests.
Yeah, let's not, these small crowd of non-paying people.
Right.
Yeah.
And some of the greatest astronauts of.
Yeah, people who actually, are trained in these kind of crises.
Yeah, don't go for them. Go for the B squad you were able to poach away. From NASA. Yeah. Anyway, so then we got Aleda down here on Earth at her kitchen or dining room table with Margot. They're trying to figure out that engine design problem.
And she's literally turned into Margot.
No, she hasn't got an apartment there yet.
Yeah.
No, she's getting there though.
And somebody's got to have to go up there and figure out what the issue is, right? And so basically, it's Margot saying, "Aleda, I want you to go up, go to the moon." And
I get the feeling Margot's just kind of doing this because she knows that's what she wants, but she doesn't actually want to send her.
Maybe not. No, nobody ever wants to send you for business, Jeff. Like,
is she even remotely qualified to be going up there? I don't think so.
It doesn't matter now.
No, I guess
people
not.
just go there. They have all kinds of money.
People just go to space now. It's just like as a tourist. Anyway, so Aleda is very excited to be able to go to the moon. She goes over and tells her husband and then her father, "I'm going to the moon," which was her mother's dream, and her mother was very fixated, as we remember, about when the Russians landed on the moon in the first season, the first episode. So it's a big joyous moment here with the Rosales family.
I can't wait for a future scene where she's up on a space shuttle or something, and she's telling everybody that they're all wrong. That'll be fun.
She might do that. So Margot present here. She doesn't take part in the group hug, but she's
probably super hungry though.
Probably not as hungry as that husband is with no enchilada. So anyway, then Margot.
Well, an enchilada with no cheese, you might as well not eat it.
That's what her dad thinks. Anyway, so then we see Margot then goes back to her office/house, and she puts on this Mary Lou Williams album that was sent to her by Sergey. And she throws that on there, gets a nice drink of cognac, and she's looking out here, and then the record she's playing, and then transitions back to Polaris, spinning.
So
here.
How come she poured 2 drinks?
Did she? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's just the bottle behind her. It just looks like.
Oh, it's a reflection. Okay, gotcha. Oh, yeah. Sorry, to me it looked like she poured 2. I was like, why is she pouring 2?
No, just one.
2 hands.
On Polaris, we got Jimmy and Isaiah smoking the weed and blowing it into the ventilation. He learned this
just
from
like his mama.
Yeah. Apple don't fall far, I guess. And there's this kind of conversation here with Jimmy talking to Isaiah, and you really, in the course of this conversation, you realize how broken Jimmy really is. If the speech wasn't enough of an indication before,
Yeah, Jimmy, he's big time broken.
Big time broken, because Isaiah starts talking about being the stepson of this famous astronaut who saved the world with a handshake, and Jimmy doesn't show any empathy to him.
Yeah, Jimmy's like, both my parents died in wrapped duct tape.
Right, they made statues of them.
So, I would disagree. I think the brother is far more broken of a person than he is. He's just showing it more.
You think Danny's more broken?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Okay. Like the fact that he chose that song to like prove a point to this lady that like that is so more messed up than like him like going off on.
That's
like,
a pretty big dick move for sure.
Yeah, like it's a strange call.
Right. Well, I think both Stevens brothers have issues.
They got some issues for sure. Yeah.
Yes. On Polaris here, then we see the thrusters.
I'm very curious about Danny. Like, what does he do? Does he just want to go mope around the house and drink and watch TV, or?
Well, we see that he's becoming an accomplished astronaut in his own right, and
not Danny, Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy. I don't
know. Jimmy's a bit. Yeah, he's definitely like without a purpose. That is. Yeah.
He doesn't have something like Danny does. Not yet.
Well, anyway, World of Warcraft isn't out yet.
Right. Okay, so then we see that they're sending out astronauts to do a spacewalk here to try to fix the thruster, to try to turn it off. Right, so they send out these 2 astronauts, and as the gravity's slowly going up. Meanwhile, Danny's like, trying to get down with his new wife in the room. We got this argument going on here with Ed and his wife, and then Ed's wife throws a shoe at him, and because of the gravity, it just drops right on the bed, like a stone. Normally would have hit him.
He's like, you throw like a girl.
Yeah, you threw like a girl with 1.5 gravity. Yeah. So, gravity's slowly going up. Yeah, it's kind of fun how you even saw like the flowers even start to get wilted.
They did a great job. Yeah, there was a lot of little subtle things that were
the cake topper going into the cake.
Toppers going into the cake. Yeah,
people falling over. You see the cake topper sinking into the cake. And
very cool stuff.
Danielle's kind of the first to something's up. Something's not right here. Like she senses it first.
Well, I'd imagine they definitely can sense that stuff. Like they're so used to artificial gravity and stuff, they could figure it out.
Yeah. And Danny notices it while he's with the wife there.
Dude, use it to your advantage, man.
Yeah.
That's 1.5 times. Like, come on.
It's true. It's true. And then these
I'm not going to go any further with that comment.
These two guys they sent out to do the spacewalk. They're what happens is a cable dislodges from the Polaris thing, and it comes over and smacks them.
just knocks
sweeps them off. It just sweeps them right off. They're
just sweeps them.
And it's
what a terrible fate too. Like
like
you're just drifting away. You're gone.
The concussive force alone.
Like if you survive that impact, you're still.
Well, right. We see how far they go. Yeah. Like these guys were kind of done the second that hit them.
For sure.
Their suits quickly lose decompression, and they're dead within a couple seconds of this impact. Not instantly, but like not long after. So two people are already dead, and these cables are just like, or at least this one is just.
There is no fault tolerance at all in these cables. Yeah. Like you would think there would be something going on here. How are they all breaking?
The thruster is just getting more and more intense. It feels like, and we see this cable like scratching up the hull of the station, and it's quite dramatic. Ed's concerned with the light, and it's not staying up. And then the wife there, she's still mad at Ed, but she's taking off her jewelry. And then all of a sudden, like I think the piece of the cable here, it hits the window of the room, and it creates this hole breach in the window. So they're like, go, get out of here, while like her jewelry is getting like sucked out or whatever. And he's like, she goes back for
she's trying to grab shit. And he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He's like, no, leave it. Like you have to leave it. This delay.
I do like how quick like the events started happening though, and like everybody like is reacting to it right away all of a sudden.
Yeah,
I really liked how they did that.
You know what they did? They did a really good job showing how quickly things can spin out of control though. One failure leads to the next failure. To the next.
Yeah, there's no build up at all. It just it literally happens, and that's it. All of a sudden, it's like completely different.
And this is all within a couple minutes. Like this.
Yeah, like 2-3 minutes max.
Yeah, from when it was even first hit. And so Ed gets wounded here because his wife tries to go back for something. We're not even sure what she was going back for. But he gets sort of punctured in the leg here. They're raiding the detection. Jimmy and Isaiah kind of start noticing things. Danielle starts seeing. Everyone's kind of becoming more aware of the issue. as the gravity is now up to 2 Gs, and they need to evacuate. So they're getting ready for this evacuation. The cake just getting more and more sunken into. I guess they're up to their necks.
I think the cake would actually be fairly flat at this point, though. I don't think it would be still layered. But
you think more people would have ate it too, but maybe it sucks.
They didn't have time.
Yeah.
They couldn't make it over there. It was too strong of force.
It's true. So Karen's giving the speech about the evacuation. Like your safety is our utmost concern.
I'm not sure it is.
Yeah, we see that Isaiah's getting really woozy from the gravity. Oh, I'm sorry. Give me a minute, guys. That was my last screenshot. I need to pull up the file now.
Cool.
For the rest of this. That's how disorganized I am today.
It's okay, Dave. It's a holiday.
It is, and that's the problem, Jody. Okay, so I'm just going to go to...
Hey, do you want to do one fun fact while Dave's doing that?
Absolutely. Sure.
Jody, I'm gonna
any fun facts with Adam.
I'm gonna lean on you for a second, Jody. There's a picture in the messenger chat I'd like you to bring up.
Oh, okay. 1 second.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm almost ready.
Are you ready?
Well, go ahead. I'll still go get it. Get it queued up when it's ready.
Get out of here. Okay, then we see Ed's limping to the elevator. Danny and his wife are coming out here. And this is where, like, I guess they sent up the first elevator with Sam and some of the older guests. And so this crew is waiting for the next elevator. And we see that Sam's coming on his way down. He's like, oh, don't worry, I'm coming on my way down. As they're preparing here, but the elevator comes down a little too fast.
They didn't count for the gravity.
The extra gravity, and the elevator slams into the bottom of the shaft. Goes offline, and minutes later they realize Sam is gone. Sam is gonzo. So Karen, going to inherit, I guess, the rest of the company, assuming she has anything left. If she's not sued, or what's gonna solve.
The stock prices are going to fall, Dave.
The stock price is not doing well right now at this moment. And so they said, okay, we can take like a maintenance shaft, like basically an elevator shaft, and climb up there to get up to the top, and then try to get in a suit and turn this off. But with Ed being wounded and everyone else having to deal with the gravity, like he knows there's no way he can do it. Let's see if I can see it. Yeah, they give us a shot up here of that how high they would have to go up.
Well, they're saying at this point, so basically, if you're 100 pounds, you'd weigh 200.
Right. It'd be like, exactly. You're double your weight. And that's only going up. It's eventually 3 times and then up to 4 times you're the gravity. So there's no way Ed can make it. Ed probably even at the best of times.
This reminds me, there's a Star Trek book called Star Trek Prime Directive. And basically Sulu and Chekhov were on board an Orion ship, and they were controlling them by adjusting the gravity like that.
The Orions were?
Yeah.
Well, like I love that episode of like Voyager where like Tuvok turns up the gravity on while he's making all those Maquis guys run. He's like, maybe you'll have more gravity sometimes, so deal with it. Anyway, so Danny decides, okay, I'm going to go solo. I'm going to try to get up to the top. I'm going to get a suit, and then I'm going to try and turn off the thruster. What choice do we have? Like we're all gonna be dead in a couple of minutes because we find out from that base commander that the station's gonna come apart at 4 Gs. It's not designed to withstand more than that. Mm-hmm. So Danny climbing this thing basically with either one.
That
person
looks
on
like
his
a
back.
Jeffrey's tube.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, it does.
Or Jeffrey tube.
Right. So Danny pulling his way up, a hero like his father and mother maybe. They're going on up the
Grab
shaft.
the duct tape.
We say somebody's going out there, and of course it's Danny. We already saw 2 astronauts go out here as he makes his way with a tether to try to get over there and shut this thing off manually.
This is great though. Like the second half of this episode just flies by.
Oh yeah, it's so exciting,
so fast, yeah.
And you're like. And we know that they'll kill characters on this show, so.
Oh yeah, they don't even care. They're just like, yeah, I'll kill it.
Yeah, so you don't know. We don't know who's going to make it here, who's not. They already killed Sam like 10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
as Danny's making his way out here, like Danny's having to avoid this swinging friggin' cable every now and then as it's like flying over near him. Like here, you see, like it almost hits him here. He just has to.
Yeah, wow.
Well, you know,
that was a little close.
That was a little close. Everyone on the station, like, you know, they're just trying to deal with being under 4Gs. Like, I guess you know what this feels like from, like, I know if you're in a car accident or something like that, that's kind of when you experience a few Gs.
Or if you're on a Gravitron.
A Gravitron.
Remember Gravitron?
Yeah. So
where you just hope the guy across the street, across the way, didn't try to puke on you.
Exactly. I was at the X one time, and I was a Gravitron with too many rides. Threw up. Anyway,
you did?
So then, yeah.
Oh, fun facts with Dave.
3 times. Danny then, you know, he gets out there and he has to like get like this wrench. Like this was a very complicated procedure to shut this thing off.
You would think they would have designed this better.
Yes. But
they can put this huge ass station up, give it artificial gravity, but they can't design like a working panel for this.
But
thing.
Come on, this is classic. This is the pull it out, turn it, push it back in, flip a switch, like, you know, like we got in the last episode.
It's like in First Contact though, where they're trying to get the array up, and it's like, oh, all you have to do is pull out these things and push them back in. There's only 5 of them. It's pretty easy.
On the outside of the ship. Yes.
On the outside of the ship.
It's kind of the same idea. Exactly.
It is the same idea. Completely. Yeah.
Yeah. So they got that turned off.
I love how it glows red though. That's amazing.
Yeah, because it's been just
looks so good.
Blasting. And then as Danny finally gets it like in place there, he then the cable comes swinging at him here.
That was like
see you later.
That caught me off guard.
This was amazing. I love this. Just as he's like about to like, you know, he's like, "Yay me!"
That was a great shot. Like
I think I would, if I had any ability to, I would be like, I would know where that cable was at all times.
Absolutely,
that thing is so deadly. Anyway, he gets hit with it, and then we don't know what's happened to Danny, but the gravity starts to stabilize. You know, people are coming out of it, and
I like how she notices it first. I really like that because the rest of them wouldn't know yet, right? But she's like, "Oh, it's definitely different."
Well, I mean, you think about
so well trained on it.
Yeah. I mean, how much I'm going to find this out. How much can we withstand as humans?
9, I believe. 8 or 9.
And for how long? Yeah. So everyone's hugging each other. Everyone's happy that they made it here. And what's happened to Danny here as the sun's coming up?
Well, he got to see it.
You got to see that sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
As Danny is, I guess he still got hit by this cable, but it didn't kill him because the tether.
No, he's tethered. Yeah.
I'm surprised that thing didn't kill him. And he's just hanging off the side of the space station, waiting to be rescued now, basically. And that is our end of the episode, basically. So, thanks. Sorry, guys, for the issues with the screenshots.
Not at all.
Got it all done. So,
but I think it's time to make this even more fun, Dave.
Oh, I agree.
What do you think?
Let's make it.
Fun facts with Adam. I have your picture ready, by the way.
Okay. So let's go because we are.
Do you want that picture?
Yeah, not yet. We'll get there.
Okay. All right.
So I just looked up actually, it's only between 4 and 5 is the.
Really?
General, yeah. For any.
That was 9.
I think they can go to 9, but it's not good.
Well, mind you, the guys that are going up to like 9 are probably in full pressurized suits and.
Yeah.
You know.
So what happens to you under positive G-forces? Blood is forced away from the head and towards the lower extremities, specifically the legs. This displacement of blood can lead to progressive series of visual impairments as the brain and eyes are deprived of oxygen. The first symptom is known as gray out, involves loss of color vision, followed by tunnel vision where the peripheral sight narrows. As G-forces intensify, vision may completely disappear, leading to blackout. Although consciousness is maintained. Continued exposure can reduce in a loss of consciousness where the brain is starved of sufficient oxygen flow. It can cause blood vessels in the head and eyes to engorge, leading to anyway, it's not good.
It's not. I know.
So I am to avoid things faster than 4G.
Does it say like how many Gs you need to even start experiencing that? Like, do you have to be up to 4 or 5, or is it like even a 2 that would happen?
Fighter pilots, through rigorous training, and use of G suits, can withstand positive G forces of 6 to 9 during combat maneuvers.
Okay,
but you are trained.
But they have chutes that also squeeze they squeeze all their lower extremities to keep the blood up. Right.
So they don't pass out.
Yeah.
Like if you're old and you're like, some of the older people would have had a hell of a time on this station.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like
so, probably not as bad as Danny though.
Yeah, probably not as bad. Well, Danny's young; he can handle it. He's the hero. Okay, Jody, want to bring that picture up?
I can. There you go.
So I was curious about pieces of debris in space, and it's interesting. There's actually 36,000 pieces of debris right now. 35,000 pieces of debris, which is just insane. When you that's just
35,000 right now in our real world.
In our real world, as of like.
So all these dots represent garbage?
Yeah, anything 8 centimeters or bigger.
Damn.
So 35,000 something 500 pieces right now. However, apparently there's not a big problem with collisions. I don't know why. But the question is, so NASA actually has a site called NASA Orbital Debris Program Office. And they watch every piece of debris, every piece.
What a job!
Yeah,
I look at the space trash.
Yeah, you want to know where the space trash is? I know where the space trash is.
Yeah, operational spacecraft are struck by very small sub-millimeter size orbital debris with little or no effect. Millimeter size orbital debris represents the highest penetration risk to most robotic missions operating in low Earth orbits. The probability of 2 large objects, so greater than 10 centimeters, is very low. The worst such incident happened in 2009, where an operational U.S. Iridium satellite and a derelict Russian Cosmos satellite collided. Mm-hmm. So I guess when they send up a shuttle or whatever, they're very, very keen to make sure nothing bumps into anybody. And I guess
if the object is 8 centimeters and you're talking the radius of the Earth, I guess they are pretty well spaced out.
So yeah, it's like flat. You know, a small object is even worse than a big one.
No, it happens more frequently.
Oh,
because I guess there's a lot less ones. They only track anything greater than 8 centimeters. So everything you see here is greater than 8 centimeters.
Very cool.
Okay, interesting. And then the other question we had earlier on about what rules govern space flight. So in 1967, there was an outer space treaty signed, and so here are the major rules. Non-appropriation of outer space. No nation can claim sovereignty over space or its celestial bodies. Well, they've already broke that rule in this show.
Yes.
Peaceful use of space. Space activities must be for the benefit of all nations, and any country is free to explore outer space. Protection of astronauts. Signatory states must provide all possible help to astronauts in distress, including emergency landing in foreign country or at sea. So this is much like the ocean. Liability for damage. Signatory states are responsible for damage caused by their space objects and must avoid contaminating space or celestial bodies. And then finally, international cooperation. The UN must be made aware of any station or non-Earth body. And if resource mining on the moon becomes feasible, an international regime must be established to govern how these resources are attained and used. These are not going to work today. I can tell you now. There's going to be all kinds of problems as we get closer to this stuff.
There's a lot of governments that just wouldn't give a shit anyway.
Well, it keeps saying the signatory nations. Like, how many people haven't signed this? I should find out who signed it.
Whatever.
There's probably like 5.
Like SpaceX, right? It wants to go to Mars or whatever. Like, do they have to get permission from the United States specifically? No.
You can go.
You can just go, but as a private company, like you.
But the question is where do you launch from? Like, you're going to launch on like sovereign U.S.
Right, or you can go to another country, I guess. You know, if you can do it, but
maybe.
So it's more about getting the permission of the country you're launching from. Is that?
No, it doesn't say that at all. It just says they have signatory nations who signed it. but doesn't mean everybody has. Like,
well, and that doesn't mean like I'm just trying to think what is the obligations of private people, like not governments, you know? Like,
it seems like you can go as long as like, not as long as you follow the rules, but you can just go.
You just go? Okay, let's go. You guys want to go?
Let's go.
All right.
I feel like that's not true. I mean, not that's not true, but like not real.
But you got to remember though, is like where do people launch from? I think that's the key thing, because there's only so many nations that actually have like launch pads.
Because I know I saw like this thing in the Canadian space program where we're trying to create like this little place in like off the coast of Newfoundland that we can like launch little rockets from. It's not as impressive as
So the only nations that signed this in 1967 were the United States, the Soviet Union, and the United Kingdom. So you think of all the space countries now that have space access is like France,
China, India,
Japan, like India. There's all like, so it's irrelevant right now, this whole treaty.
Mm-hmm. Well, like, or you think the other countries should sign on to it, right? But maybe
Good luck with that.
In 2075, 117 countries and now are party to the treaty.
Oh.
So I'll find more about that for next week. That's interesting. Okay, just a couple other things, guys. So Gordo Stevens is loosely based on Mercury 7 astronaut Gordo Cooper. In this reality, a movie about Gordo Stevens and his wife Tracy is being filmed, and Dennis Quaid portrays him. In reality, Quaid represented Cooper in the movie The Right Stuff.
Cool movie, by the way.
Yeah,
you haven't seen
and
it.
Then the actual movie where Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid sort of became a couple was in Inner Space, where they went inner space into a human body.
Oh, I remember that movie. That was great.
Yeah, good movie.
Who else was in that? There was
Martin Short. That's all I can remember.
Martin Short. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
I just want to mention Ed Baldwin is 63 years old in 1992.
Oh my God! Considering I know how old he is in season 4 too. Like,
right.
Yeah, Karen would be closer to 60 at that age. Yeah.
She stays young by taking on certain activities.
Stealing the souls of
the young children.
One of them, you guys called it the pad that Margot's assistant was using. It was the Newton Message Pad 110, which was not released until 1996 and had a green backlight instead of white.
Yeah, it was a pretty close, but it was definitely better looking.
It's a few years ahead of its time.
Did anybody get Interstellar vibes at the end of this episode?
Like
Little bit.
What?
Like the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the whole soundtrack, the way they ended the episode, I was like, this is so Interstellar. Like, even the first time I watched it, I go, they're like, the director was like, give me Interstellar. That's what we're looking for here. And he's like, okay. And like,
ditch the robots and give me Interstellar. All right.
Yeah.
That music was done by Hans Zimmer, and this was
Yeah, I don't think they're getting Hans Zimmer for a TV show.
No, but it was like whoever did the music was like, yeah, I can do Hans Zimmer light. I can figure something out that's similar.
Jeff Russo did the For All Mankind music, but
okay, so the filming actually of this season 3 was actually filmed between March and September 21 during the pandemic, and the production team had to take very strict protocols to keep things going, which added to major complexity to scenes like zero gravity wedding or spacewalk sequences.
Which maybe is part of the reason that these are small crowds in this at this wedding.
Oh, maybe, yeah,
maybe, yeah. And then finally, the dedication on the statue to Gordo and Tracy reads, "The future does not belong to the faint-hearted; it belongs to the brave." In our reality, that was actually said by Ronald Reagan in his address to the nation on the evening of January 28th, 1986, concerning the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Awesome.
So there you go. We'll leave it there. But ratings time.
Okay, let's do it. Let's bring in the ratings.
We don't have a ratings jingle.
Okay. No, we should get one.
We should.
All right. Sorry. Having a day. Okay. Polaris. Jody, you want to give us a rating?
I'm gonna give this one a solid 9.
Okay. 9 from Jody. Adam, you're up.
You take my last, the gray down to 9.5 and give this a 10.
Sure.
I like this more, eh? Wow.
Yeah.
This was pretty good. I go 10 on this. It's good. Kevin?
9.
9 from Kevin.
Good episode.
And Jeff?
It's a 10 for me.
All right.
It's the best episode so far of the show.
Okay, so we're averaging 9.6. So that, and we'll catch up with Heather on the next one. So that's a pretty good opening. What did we give the opening of season 2? Oh, we only gave that a 7.8. So
it was boring.
What was the opening of the first episode, though?
This 9.6 we gave tonight is better than any rating in season 2. So
what about season 1?
The opening of season 2 lasted 7 fucking episodes.
That's true. That is true. They really did express the story on this one.
Yeah, season 1 we got up to 9.6 on one episode. Yeah, that was the highest, or 9.8 by the finale.
Into the Abyss. Yeah.
Into the Abyss. But yeah, like it was, we know our season 2 average was 7.7, so quite a bit lower than season 1. We're gonna see how the rest of season 3 will play out here. And speaking of which, let's look ahead to episode 2. It is called Game Changer, and we will get to meet Dev. In the next one, he's the guy they kind of talked about a little bit in this episode. He's going to be a major character moving forward.
I feel they could have named him something better.
Like what?
Dev to me is just too much like developer, and it's just
yeah.
I don't know.
He's like a Kenyan. His character. So I think it's the origin.
All the devs I know are Indian guys.
I don't know. We'll have to find. We'll see if we get any information on that. Oops. Okay. Well, thanks for being with us, everyone, and thanks for the podcast. And sorry for all the technical issues and starting late and my video.
It's a holiday. Technology took the holiday.
Happy Labor Day. Yeah. Whether it's with the
we're working on Labor Day.
Yeah.
I need to talk to the union. Do we have a union?
Not yet.
An LLAP union.
Do we have management?
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm the spiritual leader, but that's it. That's all we have.
Of course, spiritual leader of thousands.
I personally do follow him.
Yeah. Oh, we got Shrek is love, Shrek is life. Okay.
I agree.
Albaida Panda.
Not sure what that means, but
we appreciate
my son was.
I could agree with it.
The Gorn is okay with it too.
Okay, so Gorn's okay.
It's the Gorn right there.
Now we are going to be covering our next episode of Strange New Worlds on Thursday. It's called
probably gimmick number 8, maybe.
No way. It's called Terrarium. I already knew this.
Oh, okay.
So check that out on Thursday night. We'll be on.
It'll probably be a good episode because they have to have at least 3 in a season.
Have you been watching the season, Kevin?
I have, yes.
And how you been feeling mostly?
I've enjoyed it for the most part.
Yeah.
It's silly and wacky and weird.
Yeah. Maybe you should come on this Thursday because
I have not enjoyed it.
I'm talking Jody and Adam off the ledge every week. So
Adam is the chosen one.
Chris is mostly positive.
This hot take, this season is the most Star Trek of all the seasons.
Most Star Trek. Okay, that is a hot
Dear
take.
God, are we watching the same thing?
I don't know.
Anyway.
My objection was the most recent episode mostly, but
Adam is broken. Obviously, there's a problem here. Adam doesn't break easy.
Adam's looking for a certain kind of thing, though, too. I think so.
Yeah, Star Trek.
This ain't it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we can get into that, but anyway, check it out on Thursday. He says he's just messing with you. I'm just new. Well, we appreciate welcome.
Absolutely.
We appreciate all.
Welcome aboard.
Comments, mostly the positive ones. Okay. All right.
I like them all.
Thanks for being with us tonight. We're going to sign off. Happy Labor Day, everyone. And we will see you next time here on Live Long and Podcast. Have a great night and take care. See you out there.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And movie reviews with Hold Up, a movie podcast. And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise, Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mater Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.